Okay.
Hi, I'm Stephannie Motuz, and we're living here in Stonewall, Manitoba, and I have a little bit of an interesting house here. The address is 289 2nd Street West in Stonewall, and the house is a historic house. It was built by a fellow named Ira Stratton, and Ira is known for instigating the Canada Postal Union here in Canada. He was the postmaster in Stonewall, and there's a commemorative stamp with the quarries and the main street.
And
the house is 101 years old. It was built in 1912.
And you've got a beautiful grounds here with crab apples and flowers
and saskatoons and plums and cherries. Yep, the people over the years have really filled the yard up. The Anglican Church, which is also a historic site across the street, it owned this house for 50 years, and we purchased it directly from the Anglican Church.
So that's right across there. That church right there that I'm facing now you bought it from them.
Right. So,
I see.
Quite a number of the ministers lived here. It was considered the church manse, and so many of the ministers resided here, and many of them still live in Stonewall, and so they come and visit their old house to see how we're doing. We've been renovating it for the past 12 years.
Interesting. And you've lived here how long, did you
12
say?
years.
12 years. And where did you live before that?
I lived here in Stonewall, but we lived in the new development. But I grew up in the Wolseley area, so and my husband grew up in Neepawa, and both of us had lived in the traditional 2.5-story sort of Victorian 100-year-old homes, and that's what we understood as home. So we were attracted to make the purchase and start the renovations, and it's been a long process.
And tell us a little bit about Stonewall in general.
Stonewall in general, it's about 20-25 minutes north of Winnipeg. We have lots of people living here who are employed with the Winnipeg Airport Authority. So we have air traffic controllers and we have air pilots. We also have lots and lots of RCMP families that live here. The RCMP families, this is the most populated place in Canada for RCMP families. At one point, and I can't tell you if this is accurate for today,
right,
but at one point there were 70 RCMP families living here.
Really?
In Stonewall.
Well, they must know something then. It's obviously.
We feel safe with all of them here. I have
think
to say.
So. Well, still, I mean, just there's no parking meters. There's free parking almost everywhere. You've told me that there's literally no crime.
Well.
Literally, almost. 99.9.
Let me tell you a story. Because this house is on the corner and it's sort of an eye catcher, we get egged the end of school and around Halloween. Not always. Not since we've got the big dog we haven't been egged. But when we did get egged, it took, we phoned the RCMP and it literally took them 2 minutes to attend to our egging. So we had police presence on our property in 2 minutes because we were egged.
So it's nice to feel safe. You think it's Stonewall? It seems like it's a beautiful. Just from first impression, it seems like it's a beautiful town overall.
I think a lot of people keep it neat and tidy. There's a lot of pride here.
Yeah, I think there is.
And we have a metal salvage and a recycling dump, and I think people really take advantage of that stuff to keep the junk at bay.
I see. And you have kids?
I have two. I have a 21-year-old, and he works in the city of Winnipeg as a lifeguard, and he is currently enrolled at paramedic school at Critic Care.
Right.
And the youngest one is 18, and he just graduated, and so he's found himself a job right here in Stonewall in manufacturing.
I see. And so this is a good place for kids to grow up?
Well, they walk everywhere. They can walk to the theater, they can walk to the bowling, they can walk to school, they can walk to all of the restaurants, they can walk to the pharmacy, and they can walk to their friends' houses. And unfortunately, when they're 18, they can walk to the bar and walk back. So we don't have to worry about drinking and driving.
I see. And it's kind of a town where if you go for a walk here midnight or 1 in the morning, you're safe. You're fine. You feel
quite safe.
That's a very nice thing. And so how long have you been with married total?
In total, my marriage is going on to 28 years.
Hey. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Steffi. This has been a nice tour. Give the address again.
It's 289 2nd Street West, and it's on the walking tour of Stonewall. So if you went into the Interpretive Center, they have walking tour brochures. There's also a horse-drawn carriage ride that you can take in the summertime that will go and stop at all the tour sites.
I see. Well, it's a beautiful grounds. I'm just going to pan around, and there's that quaint church right across the street. And well, it's very nice. So thank you for your little I'll do a pan of the whole house. If I don't, there we go. It's a beautiful home. Well, thank you very much for doing this little tour guide from Stonewall, Manitoba.
Thanks.